Is this a talented artist falsely accused of tracing, or someone scamming clients out of hundreds of dollars of commissions by selling traced Bleach manga panels as original work? We're talking about overlays that are like almost one-to-one, and there's also a past call out that's considered jealousy that kind of has the Bleach fandom divided a little bit. And I just wanted to say real quick, do not bother anyone mentioning this video. Don't harass him or anything. So we're talking about the artist Isernos. And Isernos made a post back in December where they were talking about a commission that they took. And it says right here, well, after taking 3 days on this comm, the person was not only displeased with the drawing for no apparent reason, apart from making countless changes when the drawing was already in the final stage. Now he also points out and calls me racist. Artists, watch out for this person. So let's go and see what actually happens here. So Pedro says, sorry to maybe ask for something now, but I didn't know you were going to differentiate our skin colors. The two in our group with more melanin than these two, so I think it would be weird to color one and not the other. If it's just too much work to color him, maybe just leave everyone white again. Sorry to ask for something now. I didn't know you were going to add this. So Iserno says, when working in black and white, only the darkest skinned person is the one whom screen tone is added. In this case, your friend that is light brown and the others can be differentiated if color is added. This is how line art works. The muscular one is really, really lighter, and that cannot be differentiated in manga. Do you get me? And the person goes, I think I get it, but that's not the only case where others are lighter, as you said, right? Maybe the image you got as a reference weren't good, but let me share basically the same skin tone. And Isernos goes, bro, there is no way you're saying this right now. And he goes, well, yeah. And he goes, well, your Chinese friend has the same skin color than him, in contrast from your Indian friend that is more of a cinnamon color. And Pedro goes, I mean, you calling him Chinese doesn't make his skin color different. Both of them are mixed. And he goes, well, that is a form of expression that we have in Venezuela. And Pedro goes, if you don't agree, maybe you could just leave everyone as they were. Coloring one and not the other wouldn't feel right to us. Or don't, forget it. I'll use the one you sent me here. For us, do you really think all 13 of you feel offended just because I add color to one person, or is it only you? Because that's a little bit racist to say the least. And Pedro goes, sure, but you're the one invalidating someone's skin color. And she goes, wow, okay. So over the thread, right here, it says he made about 15 modifications when I was already in the line art. He said he didn't agree with the other details he said that he was okay with, besides disagreeing with all the drawings when all of his friends were different from references. It was a nightmare. So there's one person here in particular that I wanted to talk about. This person named Sugar Gum. I'm sorry, but you come across really horrible here. The client is right, and it's a simple fix. You're being paid to draw what they ask, and this is not an unreasonable request. Do better next time. It's also giving traced manga. Like, one of those hands is just Rangiku's. And someone shows the difference between them with this little image here and said that they're different. They're not the exact same thing. They can be just a different style, different angle. But someone shows this, and this is what she was meaning. And this is, to me, more damning, because this does seem like traced to me. Even though it's a different sword, the hand is giving traced, right? But the thing is someone's like, well, I think you're just nitpicking. It's a different angle. It doesn't look like the same hand. It looks like they probably referenced it closely. And it says, you seem reasonable. So giving the benefit of the doubt, I think that this person shouldn't be charging for it. It's so easy to change one thing, and if you flip the image and trace over it, but don't keep like nail polish, is it not copying anymore? I also spoke to the client and they didn't. And then Sugar Gum shows this image, which is, it feels too similar. He goes, someone paid almost $400 for this. So maybe, hey, you can change this. It isn't unreasonable. So obviously, Sugar Gum was not going to let this go. Isernos does seem to have it's too close for comfort. So if it was me, I would probably investigate all of their artwork if I felt someone was tracing. So what Sugar Gum does is they decide, you know what? I'm going to look over their art and I am just going to make a Google Doc. Because this is the image that they showed. This is the person drawing, and these are the other manga panels. So it does look like they traced it. So let's go look over the Google Doc. So in the beginning of the Google Doc, it says this document was written in December of 2025. Small warning, I do have dyslexia and I might make some grammar mistakes, so my bad. Also, sorry if they made 20 pages about me. It's because images take up a lot of room with resizing. I tried to make them smaller, but them's the breaks. There is a bunch of just traced manga panels. I'm not going through every single one because you can look for yourself. Do not send harassment to anyone, especially the client who they put on blast. I ask for you to draw your own conclusions. My point here is clear. They are plagiarizing the manga and then selling it. It's wrong. I am not a cop, but someone's got to say something. Also, I'm not even the first person to speak up about this. So, update, as of 2026, they've weaponized their audience against me, called me slurs, sent voice notes to people begging them to be on their side, told people not to look into the issue, and I've found plenty more tracing since then. Stop enabling this person. So now in response, I wanted to go over it. Isternos says $400, I wish. Here is evidence of how much I charge. Clearly you are a phony spitting out lies to get some attention. I will not continue with this nonsense. And they show a thing right here where it says that I can have it at $212 because 25 times each drawing is $275. I think it would just be better. I think it would be better for you to pay $212. Okay. Oh, I like that idea. It's 13 people though. Would you still make it the same price? So in response, Sugar Gun goes, it's still a lot of money, dude. Just fix it. It's not that hard. It doesn't matter. If it's $1, you took the job, and yeah, that's what I was told about $400. Show the invoice. I'll admit it if I was given misinformation, but it won't change the fact that you're being a bad artist right now. And Starlink goes, at this point, that person can be exposed for toxic behavior. They're literally accusing you of creating art without proof and lying about your prices just to create outrage. That could affect your commission sales. This person is still harassing me with spam tweets, so I don't know what to do. They said to block them, right? So, there is something that kind of bothered me here because it says right here, to make a document for exposing her, it's to fall to the same thing as her. Bro, I'm 30 years old. I'm too rusty for childish games. I just want cookies and to play with my cat, and that's all. So right here, this person's like, after all, this person also does commissions, so it's unfair that without proof they are harming your work. Perhaps by exposing them and getting your friends to post about it, his followers will start to decline, and it's at least what he deserves. So he was giving this person really bad advice, Isternos, bad advice about making a fake document, because there's a difference between making a fake document that is just to expose no one and making a document that you believe is real and expose someone who you believe is a tracer with evidence, right? But Sugar Gun was not about to let this go. So in their document, they go over the original tweet where above they call out a client for being too pushy about some issues. You can go ahead and read it. I was told that they paid almost $400, but the client did come forward and say it was just over 200, that's my bad. That being said, the request was not unreasonable. All it was really just, listen, if this person is doing the art that they say that they're doing, they can easily go back and just erase that little part. It's literally not even a big deal. Even if you already did 15 revisions, okay? I understand some people are really annoying and hell clients, but this was like a small thing that made them feel very insecure about their work and insecure in general. There was literally no reason not to do it. It would literally stop all this drama. Now here's where they start showing some evidence. It says in the same image, this is how they draw the hands. And it shows this hand here, this hand here, and this hand here. They are very, very similar. Very, very similar. This is the person's and this is official art. So it says in the same image, this is how they draw the hands. They completely forgot bone structure, the perspective. They just mastered in one image and then in the next it's lost because this is the same one and this is another one. If they knew enough to reference before, why didn't they do it again? This is a commission, not practice and not personal. Next. So again, it's the Bleach style, and you would reference the Bleach manga when selling the style to clients, but you need to interpret it, not trace it. So as you can see, they don't have the same quality of hands on these images as on this one, which is true. So could it be traced? This one is a little bit hard for me to believe, but because they're referencing the manga, I maybe let's go on. And then they bring up this, saying this human looks like Yuryu from Bleach. How could I not 1-for-1? This is dishonest. They say if I prove it, I dox the client's friend. But if you're fine showing the Discord name, I'm not actually sure what that means there, but well, moving on. This is actually a more damning thing for me anyway. The difference between using a reference, even the source material, copying it, plagiarizing it, tracing it is not honest. Nowhere on this person's page do they admit it. Now, this is the one that we already looked at, but let's look at it again up close. All right, so when you look up, I'm sorry, this does look like this to me. I'm sure these probably are easily traced over. I mean, you can even see right here, they use slightly different fold forms. I mean, this is what I believe they're doing. Okay, hold on, let me remove my VTuber model. This is what I believe they're doing. So they will take this image, this character, this one, Orihime. They'll take Orihime, they will trace Orihime, and then they will apply their style to it. And because they're supposed to be Bleach, they're doing Bleach stuff. And the stuff is that because they're tracing stuff that, like right here, they're clearly using this panel here, but this is a little bit awkward because they traced it. This one, sorry. This is awkward because they traced it. Suddenly they don't know how to draw boobs. They don't know how to draw chests. They drew right here. They drew this here. I wish that people, when they make these Google Docs, just a little thing for the future. Listen, if you're gonna send me a Google Doc, or you're thinking about doing a Google Doc in the future of some, make the images bigger, please. These little shits, I cannot see this shit. I have to infer, okay? So anyway, it says, I know this one has made the rounds before. This profile makes sense, and then the next is completely different. They're talking about this image right here. And they're saying, sure, this is not a commission, but it's clear that they're probably tracing from something. They have a complex understanding 1 second, and then it's gone the next. You just don't forget these things. So here, right here, it's clear that they did trace this. This is too close. Yeah, the face shape and all of this is too close for my personal comfort. And let's see what this is. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've never watched Bleach, and I've never read the manga or anything. So, all right, so here, I wonder if I can just zoom in a little bit. Can I zoom in at all? Probably not. All right, I zoomed in. So when they're showing this, I'm assuming they're taking from this and over here, and this is theirs, and then this might be theirs, or maybe it's the other. Like, I'll be honest with you, I cannot fucking tell which one is traced and which one is referenced. I just absolutely can't tell. So it's like they said, apparently they referenced one and traced the other, but I don't know which one. Did they trace this? Did they trace this? Is this theirs? Is this the manga, or is this what they traced? Like, I'm sorry, this Google Doc is not that great. It's not that great. It's hurting me inside. So here we go, and this is in my opinion, these are obviously traced. I know which one's the person's character because I've seen their style. It's this. They're clearly taking from this and adjusting it, but at the same point they said that if you're going to do this and then change it a little bit, did you copy or did you trace it? I feel that it's more traced with their own artistry over it, because the thing is they have this thick upper lash line, thicker than the others, and it's not completely the same, but I could tell they did trace the face, the nose, and where some of these little lines are, and even the lips, but they adjusted it for their style. And same with here, because they're trying to be like a Bleach artist. So they have an example here where it says, they claim they paused the recording. Why did you do it before the face in a pose proving you don't trace? Because it's at the 28 mark, and then there's no face, and then suddenly all this shit appears. Here's the post. You can watch it for yourself. Let's watch it for ourselves. Let's look. All right, let's take a looky look. Oh, so it does just appear at 2 seconds. Let's see. Oh, there it is. So they did trace that shit. That shit just appears. Let's see. All right, so they're just doing, they're just doing their shit. This is probably for a color reference for this or whatever. But yeah, that shit is traced. And this is a paid commission here where it goes this girl and then it shows this. You know, can I just say this? Oh, okay. Just hear me out. Listen, don't go in the comments and go, but Nimbus, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people like this. Okay. I'm not talking about you. I feel in general, tracers are like, do you see like this line, how these are so not sketchy lines? They're very deliberate lines. And then here you see where like they're going down like this, like, you know, like here, see my cursor right here where they're petting the line. I've talked about this before with petting the line. It's a confidence issue. Some artists do it that are professional, okay, because it's part of their style, but it's not the same petting the line as a newbie. You know what I mean? Like a newbie does it because they don't have line confidence. Someone who has line confidence, they do it in longer, bigger strokes usually. They're not doing these little chicken scratching. It feels very, like, especially right here, like, do you see down here where the pigtail, this pigtail here? They literally just trace the bigger outline of it. It's too similar. It's too, girl, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And this is just another trace, obviously. She just fixed his face a little bit. She fixed the flatness of it, but it's still using the same shape, same glasses. She fixed his eyes just a tad, but she did use the overall shape of the hair and adjusted it a little bit. This one actually has me thinking back and forth. So with this one, she uses these thick upper eye parts. That is really, really pretty to me. But clearly this is where it came from, because when you hover them over each other, they are almost one for one. What she or they or whatever is doing is they are tracing, but they're tracing with style, as I would call it. Tracing and then adding your own, making it your own. And that was just in December. So there was just a little bit of heat. This person was getting harassed by Issernos's audience because they have an audience. I mean, they only have 15,000 followers. I wouldn't really call that a big audience, to be honest. And I'm not in any way trying to be mean or nothing, but it is what it is. So everything with that drama was kind of left on the table. They moved on, but now, about roughly 2 months later, Liz, also known as Starlink, she comes into the picture. And she says, I don't normally make posts pertaining to drama, but I can no longer stay silent on this, as I see countless friends and mutuals getting scammed with trace commissions from @Issernos. A thread in the replies as further proof. And it says here, to start, Issernos is a very well-known artist in the Bleach art and OC community who takes commissions. However, most of these commissions simply end up being traced art. They have been called out in the past, and people called that being jealous. But realistically, how much more can we pretend this stuff is not traced and blatant plagiarism? And it goes, brother. And it shows this here. This is, oops, my bad. This is the original from Bleach. And then this is their version, the traced version. You can see, if you look right here, this face, the face is different from the other face, but everything else is basically the same. The outfit's a little different. They're using the same folds in the same way. Do they got even the same bottoms down there? Sorry, I'm just checking. Yep. This is traced with everything except the face. The face they drew, it's their own. So it says, please watch to the end for the transformation tweak. Let's see. We're going to watch this. Let's go back. So it goes back and forth. And look, now that it's overlaid, it's very close. She's even using the collarbone in the same way. And now she's adjusting it a little bit. Now look at that. It's basically the same. I would say that her face is, I would say it's exactly what I said. She is tracing over the main features and then adjusting over it slightly to make it just a little bit different, because it's like, you see right here, this part could be her own, but I don't believe that's the case. I just don't. Because why would she need to trace that part? That's like, why would she need to trace that? It's literally like, you know what I mean? She's just, the reference is too close. The eyes are too close. Like, it even has the same right here. It's too, the facial, like, the thing is okay, like, I could understand being like, you know what? I need to trace this, like, the shape. I can get that. A lot of artists do that to get, I'm being fair. I'm being fair here. She traces this whole thing, right? And she puts the lines on the face and down the face to make where the nose and the mouth are. And then down here, where it has the clavicle down here, and it goes into it. So the problem with that is that she traced it too closely, because why? Why would the nose be in the same place? Why, like the exact same place and not even a little bit different, like it's in the same spot? And then on top of that, the mouth, top and bottom, are almost aligned with that. And the eyes are completely aligned. And so are the eyebrows. They're too much. Like, too much. Let me see the original. Like, she's doing a fair bit of her own work, but I think that she's just tracing too closely to the reference here. That's me. And I would say this is traced work, because it's too close. She's changed it a little bit, but not enough to make it her own. And here we have another one. I haven't seen this. Oh, that's very close. Just the faces, just the lips are different. Yeah. Ma'am, come on. Ma'am, get real. They're not completely clean, but they're almost clean. Oh, here's another one here where it's literally traced over with the nose slightly adjacent. It says, it's clear you won't always be one for one, but as we could see here, there's clear pattern of tracing, and the fact that these are all commissions are really upsetting. Because if you can align them perfectly with the facial shapes, that's kind of like, bruh. Let's see here. I'm assuming this is the original. No. I don't know what this is here for, this one. But they show this hole in his stomach, and then I'm assuming this is them. This is theirs, and this is the layover. So this is almost a 1-for-1 layover. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. This is theirs. This is the original. This is them laid over. I mean, I can't even tell that there's a difference. The hole is in the same spot. Then they show this one here with the character's eyes closed. I would be willing to give them this one, even though this lays over perfectly in some, like right here on the shoulder and on the arms and on the face and on the hair. I would be willing to give them this one because their mouth is not the exact same. The nose is not in the same spot and the eyes are different. I know that they referenced this. They definitely referenced this panel, but it's not the same. It's not, this one I would not give them as 100% traced. This one I would. If this is the original and this is theirs and this is the layover, girl, don't trace the face. Don't trace it exactly. Damn. Because she seems like this is exactly what the other person was talking about. See this hand? She was able to draw that full hand in perspective in that one shot. But here, she can't fucking draw it to save her life. And then here's another instance. The eyes completely lay over. The mouth lays over. And so does the shape of the face right here too. There is a summary in more instances in which Uranos is clearly tracing, and I'm sure when you look at your work, when you look at her work, you can tell which manga panel it belongs to. She hides behind being able to draw like Kubo to get away with the tracing, but even then there's too many inconsistencies within her artwork. If you truly wanted to master Kubo's artwork, there would not be so many noticeable inconsistencies within your own work. There is nothing inherently wrong with tracing real-life people, which is why I won't even include those. In the eyes image, he's missing the left half of his head because this person cannot draw what she can't see in relation to what she traced. In most of the eyes and images, his hair is detailed to the point copying the manga style, then switching to the anime coloring for the woman's hair because they don't have a perfect ref to copy. But tracing his work and other mangaka's work, claiming that it's your own is extreme and then selling is extremely shameless. You are scamming your clients and cheating yourself. Uranos is capable of drawing for herself, and yet every time she chooses to continue to trace. There is many, many more, but again, I'm not going through every single instance, but please be careful who you commission. So after this, Starlinka makes, or Liz makes a new post on the on the first, and says, my intention was never to harass or bully Issernos, but allegedly they're getting death threats and hate. That was not the point of this post. This post was to spread awareness as multiple friends and mutuals continue getting scammed, and I was not going to stay silent. I take full accountability for not including in my post to not send hate. I just assumed it would be obvious to not send hate or death threats to people, although those asking for refunds most definitely deserve them. I probably blindsided Issernos with my posts, but last time she was called out, she refused to acknowledge the allegations and then just treated it like it was a joke. So why would it have been different for me? However, I will not retract my statements about tracing unless Issernos posts a non-modified video of her drawing, the final result being exactly 1-for-1 with the manga panel she referenced of. I will not believe any justification or defense. And people are like, she should just refund everyone. Agreed with, especially people paying $100+ for these things. So now that we're here, what does Issernos have to say? Well, let's read it together. So this happened about 3 p.m. I was sleeping around this time when Liz was like, you have to have an unedited video where you draw a Bleach panel 1-for-1 and make no mistakes, basically, right? And it says, enough with the excuses, post a video screen recording, recreating a Bleach manga, and have the end result be a perfect 1-for-1, just how you claim to be able to do. If you're truly innocent, why do you make so many excuses rather than proving your innocence? And Issernos go, where are you, hun? Here's my Google Drive. It's waiting for you. So let's go look at these images. Now, I want to preface this with, you can trace in Ibis Paint now. There's been a way to show people how to do it. So saying that just because they used Ibis Paint don't mean they can't trace, okay? So I'm going to watch this at 2 speed because I don't want to waste all that damn time. So let's see what she does. So okay, I'm not seeing a problem with this, but this is how she starts, is by tracing over a body, and then she starts changing it and adjusting it and then drawing different faces. Let me skip around. Now she's inking it. I won't lie, I'm having problems. This to this, this to this. Nope, this to this, this to this. I feel something is suspicious about this. If I'm wrong, somebody in the comments, like, I know that there's a thing where you can like draw over the body and like that's where you start, because she has the shoes here and then it goes to a completely different style and the legs are erased and she changes the feet again. So what was the point of using the reference if the reference was wrong already? Because this position, oops, sorry. These feet down here in these damn shoes, sorry, you can't see them. These feet, oh my God, I have to hover it. These feet in them damn shoes do not make sense for what she's drawing. This to that, I am finding it hard to believe. So let's see. Okay, so and the end result is not even the same. I feel like, I don't know. I'm just gonna watch it all the way through and I'm gonna stop making judgments. See, I just don't understand where she got that. It doesn't make sense that you would look for, it feels performative. Like she's adjusting it now, but this doesn't really prove anything to me because I know that you can just hide it and just start drawing random shit. I mean, if I'm wrong, someone tell me I'm wrong in the comments. I'm not gonna take down my video or anything, but if I'm wrong, like you can just use Ibis Paint and then just keep inserting it and removing it, inserting it and removing it. I've seen it done. So the fact that she's using Ibis Paint doesn't mean anything to me. I'm done with this one. So here she is drawing this. She's moving the face around. It's hard for me to know. I think that she could have drawn that. I don't know. I'm getting vibes. Okay, we're not gonna look at this one anymore. All right, so we got this one now and it's 5 minutes. We're going to watch it on 2 times because she's drawing on paper at the worst angle in the world. Is she drawing upside down? Oh, but like, okay, this does not prove a damn thing to me. This proves you can draw on paper. I'm not seeing her recreating a manga panel. I'm just not seeing it. All right, so she's drawing some shit. Okay, now she's drawing faces. Is she looking at it directly? I don't know. All right, so she does this. Does she have... Please tell me she shows us a reference. Because the problem is, because a lot of tracers can draw. So it's not proving anything to me. All right, she's gonna show us more. She's gonna show us a screen recording now. Probably not gonna prove a damn thing. Can't see shit. Literally can't see a damn thing, girl. And it's not helping us that, like, you didn't draw it from scratch with the screen recording. You're just inking it in. You're just inking it. You're just inking it. I don't need to watch people ink. I don't care about people inking. It doesn't prove anything to me. All right, let's see this. What is this? Is this going to be her making the faces from scratch? Because that's what she should have been doing the whole time. Okay. All right, let's see. We're going to skip a little bit because this is like 12 minutes. Well, 6 minutes because of me, but okay. What's this nose? Shit. Girl, wait. Okay, I see what she's doing now. But she's not drawing it 1 for 1. She's referencing it properly. See what I mean? Like, the thing is when people are tracing, they can do the thing that they are tracing. They can do the thing usually. Sometimes they can't. But a lot of the times, they use tracing to get over it. Like, she keeps looking at the reference layer that you see. That reference layer is not a 1 for 1 manga panel. She's doing it up close, just drawing the face. She's gonna start inking the face. I can't watch her do that. All right, so she didn't draw it 1 for 1. She didn't draw it 1 for 1. She showed that she can reference a panel. She didn't show her drawing that 1 for 1. So after bothering Liz to reply back, Liz does a reply, and let's look at it. She goes, "It's the condescension from me. Anyways, this is way too much for a thread to screenshot from my notes app." So this is after she sees all the evidence that she posted. And he goes, "Before I address anything else, enough with the racism allegations. Never once did we call you names, insult you for your or anyone else's race. So I don't know where this is coming from. Secondly, we aren't bullying you. My initial approach was a little aggressive and I take accountability for that. And I am still not going to apologize nor retract my statements of you tracing. To begin, I never said you could not draw as in my initial call-out post. I did mention here that you can draw. I'm not going to refute these facts. However, Isternos did not do what I asked for as proof she doesn't trace. If anything, she contradicted her statement that she can redraw and have it all be 1 for 1. Because these images right here. What's the matter? I thought you can create things 1 for 1. However, when it's time to prove that you are suddenly incapable... However, when it's time to prove it, you are incapable. Oh my God. However, when it's time to prove it, you are all of a sudden incapable of doing so. To reiterate, she only proved she can draw, not that she wasn't tracing, which is what I saw. Here is the opinion from other skilled artists who can continue to point out inconsistencies from the claims of mastering Kobo style. Looking at them saying perfectly mastered Kubo style, and look in between this. Hair has no flow anymore. How she draws the jaw is different now. The mouth is different now, and the thickness of the lips and the eye shape is different now, which is true because she does the thick lines on top. Couldn't figure out the eyebrow bone shading like she could have before. Allow me to weigh in on this mess. Her evidence isn't evidence. There are many artists who have managed to copy Bleach's style, but there's always something that makes them recognizable. At least I've always been able to tell the difference. For her part, just by comparing the original manga panels with her drawings, you can see that they're too similar. Even the best in this field don't get this result, not to mention inconsistency. In her example, she draws a mask, not a face, not a full illustration from scratch, even though I have no doubt she knows how to draw. So I can't see this as proof. I will not hold it against those who don't notice or realize this, such as the stuff, just as their eyes aren't trained to notice such things in art. This is all I have to say from this proof response, because again, she did still not prove that she can copy 1 from 1. Isternos, you can call us bullies and racists all you want. In the end, you just continue to show how immaturely you handled this situation. Rather than immediately addressing the allegations, you ran to insult us and play the victim. You went to weaponize suicide and self-harm to scare people into continuing to support you rather than apologizing and take accountability. In no universe is that okay and will never be okay. That was incredibly gross and manipulative thing to do to you and your followers and friends. Let us not forget how you made burner accounts to target yourself. How are you going to claim to get multiple death threats, and then when asked who sent them to you, you refuse to give out their account, and when asked to show, you had nothing to show until minutes after. Do not insult our intelligence. You obviously sent these to yourself. And it says right here, and it says Venezuela time. I stole these screenshots from Sugar Gun, by the way. You say that you're Italian, which is European, which therefore means that you are white, and you are sending yourself the N-word. Insane behavior. And let's not forget that Pinkie Pie burner account and shift the narrative to that we are bullies. So, and it shows right here, you can further victimize yourself. It's crazy how you were so aggressive with every other person who came at you, but then it was this burner account you began acting like ? You're not slick. Also, how did you say that you're logging off, but as soon as this burner account pops up, all of a sudden you say on Twitter? The victim mentality you can't seem to let go of persists by dragging others into this. You act as if this is a coordinated attack between York, Sugar Gun, and I, but Robin proved I mentioned on the 30th of January, so here we are again. How was this a coordinated attack? This was a mere call-out post spreading awareness on your tracing. Anyway, Sugar Gun called you out first and nothing much came of it, and you didn't take it seriously. However, when I called you out, people agreed with me. Then you became scared and defensive. It isn't funny how that works. You're throwing in York when all she did was said that she has every panel messaged. Yes, she is my friend, but she had no part in this call out. It was me and the observation of a few others. And I'm still confused how we are racist. Miss Chinese and Brazilians are the same thing. So here is her baiting or whatever. It's the problem where it says, let's come with what should be the best at the moment to do. I suggest you close your DMs so you don't get jumped on when you get online. Who cares? I don't have a family. I have to take care of my dying grandma. No real friends in real life. There's some girls here writing to my remaining online friends to leave me. Someone says, you don't deserve all that. I'm really sorry that happened the way that it happened. You are a human first, and you are a human first of all, and this is toxic behavior because people on the internet don't care about feelings of others. And she goes, everyone hates me. I still want to know more about Etsuko's story. How'd she find Kenny and the chemistry? I don't know what that's about. That seems about something different. And she goes, another person goes, I don't hate you. I'll leave forever because now my psychiatric diagnosis is a lie for some. And someone goes, I'm sorry, I don't hate you at all. I fucking want to X myself. It's better. And someone goes, okay, we're not doing that. So bye, thanks for everything. And someone says, baby, please don't. It's not worth it. Please don't do that. So here, someone says, quite literally, we told her to get off social media for a while until she feels better and able to speak up. But nope, she kept screaming victim and kept pointing at people who clearly did nothing wrong and was simply asking questions. Even York tried to speak to her, and it ended up with Isternos blaming the shit out of York. That is far from okay. This is bad, not mature at all. I'm so sorry for everyone who had to deal with this. I even had to close chat on everyone until it stops. I think you did the best you could given the situation that you were put in. Everything was extremely chaotic and she wouldn't listen to myself or others. I'm sure everyone appreciates the fact that you did close the chat because everything was getting out of hand extremely fast. So there is this post here by this person, and the other Isternos' replies are gone because she deleted it. But right here, she's replying to, so you guys can still get a little bit of what was left behind. He goes, oh, so now I'm a big enough fish to fry. Post it on your own page. Let them come to you. You shove this in the face of one of the more passive parties because you hoped to upset and silence. That's disgusting. After you threatened to X yourself in front of the whole, and we don't get to see whatever that is. You said in the Yume server that you were going to X yourself over this. Did you forget that I was there? I'm Wes, dipshit. I was the one who lost my shit after talking to you nicely, after you pulled that stunt. I was the first one when you brought out your call out into the server to speak up because I did have words and about examples shown. I was the one who got wildly uncomfortable when you brought up your family member's cancer treatment as a diversion. Yes, whether you saw it or not, it was a diversion because what does that have to do with you being accused of scamming or tracing? You kept bringing up the personal in an unprofessional, unprovoked way and then proceeded to tell people you were going to axe yourself. I don't bring that up with what I'm dealing right now regarding someone's cancer or mental health because, sorry to say it, but that should not be brought up when it's a business in question. You took money in such a way that it could not be charged back. And then right here they also said, yo, let's not randomly drop your Google Drive on someone else enjoying the commission they bought for someone else. Behavior like this is extremely unprofessional. So it was obviously she deleted it. I wish I could have seen it though. So of course, Acernos has something to say. She does. As a few hours ago, I'm sure she's going to try to delete it, but she makes a post that says, I'm writing this note to clarify and put an end to the discussion. Some will believe me, some won't believe me, but either way, everyone is welcome in my life to call me. If you want to get to make fun of me, it's okay. I'll keep drawing and working. And good night, everybody. So here she shows that the character looks exactly the same as her own. I don't know why this even matters. She's showing the anime or maybe the manga version, and she proves that she basically drew the same thing. I guess that's what she's showing us, that she can draw the same thing. But I don't know. I am not super convinced because this is not the same. It's not the same. She was supposed to draw a manga panel 1-for-1. She went and she struggled to go find something to prove that she could draw something 1-for-1. But the character's wearing a mask, so we can't even align it. So I guess she's gonna show us more. But I don't think that proves what she was saying or what was being asked, because some time has come by. She could have literally just went in, traced it to fix it, and then put the image over it, and then said, yeah, see, it fits. So I feel this is performative to me a little bit. And then she brings this thing up here with, did I get the color theory wrong? Maybe I misunderstood. Or do you think that they don't share the same skin tone? You know who Aizen Sosuke is, right? Well, your Chinese friend has the same color than him, in contrast from your Indian friend who has a more cinnamon color. I mean, you're calling him Chinese doesn't make his skin color different. Both of them are mixed. That is a form of expression we have in Venezuela. Are you talking about the cinnamon color? You're not really explaining what this means here with this racism shit. So then we have this right here. She said, I guess this is her. So you said, I created a Twitter account in Venezuela, which is illegal and almost impossible, to make posts against myself and then claim it's me knowing that I can be traced. Really? I mean, it's not unbelievable that you could have used a VPN. I'm going to be honest, I am Isimos and I created this account to hurt. I trace and I scam many people. I am sorry. Now I am making excuses and I were a coward, but I'll leave forever. I mean, this could be you just projecting. There's no, we don't know if you're not fucking around with this account. We don't know. There's no way to prove unless you could go in. There's no way to prove this isn't you unless we went into the account and saw the email attached. So if people believe it's you, that's really up to them to believe it. It's not up to you to try to make us believe you that it's not, you don't type that well. Neither does this person. So it is what it is. And here's her final message, or what she says is her final message. I've attached a video showing a character's face, for example, same Ichigo's without a trace. Unfortunately, many people don't know how each ethnic group in Venezuela speaks, and I am talking about my ethnic group, culture, and upbringing, who's totally different to meaning you're giving here. Call someone who has Asian features Chinese, or some strong features like Indian, Peruvian, Portuguese is quite common in Venezuela. Something practically friendly that sparks trust towards someone. I have never ever been racist. Racism is not just discrimination based on skin color. It's also pointing out, highlighting, and demonizing a person who does not or is unaware of all their cultures. That's why I called you racist, Starlink, because while I study languages every day so I can speak and adapt to culture I don't know, many people here point me out when there are things that I don't understand about Americans and their communication, but I do my best to learn about everyone without being Dutch. Yes, I call you. So are you? Girl, you had no reason to call her racist. Are you saying that she's racist because she doesn't know Venezuelan or whatever? Are you saying that she's racist because she doesn't speak Spanish? That's kind of fucking stupid. And yes, I called you bullies because something that could have been resolved privately, like mature adults, a term you clearly didn't understand, you chose to expose me to the public and ridicule me as a scammer, and you took the liberty of contacting all my clients and collected data about me, besides to do memes about it. So yes, that's bullying. I, Issermos, create a Twitter account in seconds to manipulate and blame myself, which is practically impossible to do in Venezuela because VPNs are illegal due to the USA's ongoing conflict with this country. To manipulate and blame myself knowing that someone will catch me. Sweetie, it's almost impossible to have and create a Twitter account here. And if that profile were to survive, it would need a lot of new data to stay afloat. And finally, regarding the X attempt, I had a severe panic attack and I deeply apologize for that. And then there's a post here that says, someone was asked, you've done more damage to your reputation than creating a calculated and timed response. You made things worse publicly, having a crash out instead of talking it through into one post with proof to back yourself. You engaged in some bait posts when you shouldn't have. And this person and Isserno says, you asked me for an instant video when I literally finished a commission. I delete everything because of the memory on my tablet. I didn't have nothing to send. And if I have nothing, I will not create some fake videos or lies, nor am I a coward and keep quiet. I never will, period. So here it also says, to be fair, this person has been harassed by scammer allegations by the same person for months, privately messaging clients and pressuring them to release real proof while publicly defaming and pressuring clients to refund would cause anyone to crash out. Oh, okay. And if you guys like my videos, I just wanted to say thank you for coming, and please subscribe to my Patreon because I recently put up my writing over there, and the drawing that you guys kept seeing in the background, that's over there too. But also please subscribe. Anyway, so this is how I feel about the situation. This person knows how to draw. This person is clearly tracing from the manga panels because they want to... Okay, so let me kind of explain something that I did as a kid. And I think that it will make this situation a little bit more clear, but I'm not saying it's what you should do, especially not for commissions. When I was a child, I was very much into Sonic the Hedgehog. So into Sonic the Hedgehog. So I was so obsessed with it that I traced the comics and I traced literally off of the television when TV shows were on. I was so into Sonic the Hedgehog, okay? That's all I did. I traced it all the time, and then I tried to redraw it all the time too. So eventually, if you look at my Sonic style, even now, it looks a lot like that 90s Sonic style. And it's because I traced, I can't even tell you how many things I've traced for that Sonic stuff. I traced so much of it. It's ridiculous. Like it's like a core memory that will never leave my brain. I think that this person is doing the exact same thing, but what they're doing is they're selling tweaked versions of that so it looks like they have their own style, but they're not tweaking it enough to make it their own. Like my Sonic stuff looks a lot like the 90s Sonic, like cartoon / comics. I would say it's more lean towards the comics. Like I would say specifically I would say like 25 to 100, like right there, that comic frame. Those are probably where my skills have been the most traced. So I got the long legs and the long arms and the short bodies and the big heads. And I think that that is what she is doing. But she hasn't learned how to carve herself out enough into her own style because she has a lot of inconsistencies. She has issues with drawing her hands consistently. She has not proven that she can draw a manga panel side by side without cuts and showing her entire process. So I believe that she has been tracing and selling. That's just me. Some of the images I believe that she did draw and maybe reference because she's proven that she can do that. So she's not differentiating herself enough when she is tracing off of these images. And I think that if you're an artist who is relying on heavily tracing an element, which is a manga, you're going to eventually get found out by the fans of that manga, and that is your own fault. No one can help you. So it's kind of silly. It's kind of silly that you did this all yourself. I'm not even sure why you would be doing this. Like, I did this as a teenager. I didn't post my art anywhere as a teenager. Maybe I have some of my old shit on DeviantArt, but it was like of a time. You know what I mean? It was like of a time, and I could still draw on the style. But anyway, I'm gonna thank you guys. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments, because I feel there's a lot of back and forth about this. I found it randomly, so please hit me up. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.